Your voice, your opinion, your community. Fact TV, free speech protected.
Good morning, Bellows Falls, and welcome to the feed. Here we are. It's Mike and Marty.
Feeling somewhat normal today.
I know, and it's an abnormal day, and we're feeling normal, which is, I guess, normal for us.
This is the way 2020's been going.
The way 2020. So today's the 16th. For the next 2 weeks, Fact TV will be on vacation for the holiday, and so this is going to be our last show of the year. So Marty and I wanted to come on and talk a little bit about local events and then local shopping and how the year's been.
Yeah, the year 2020. Whew. Hot topic.
A year.
So just reminding everybody that Allen Brothers is having Santa Claus again this Saturday. He'll be there from 11 to 2. He's outside, so there's plenty of opportunity for social distancing and fresh air and, not a lot of crowd issues. Holidays is doing I think it's Holidays and all of the downtown merchants, but Holidays specifically was promoting it. But Not Just for Men's Night is this weekend, happening on Friday night, and I'm guessing probably through the weekend as well. They've been extending the Friday night events through the weekend. So the cool thing at Holidays is they're offering gift wrapping, and they're offering personal shopping assistance, and they're offering goodie bags.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna guess that some of the other stores are probably doing the same thing. I know the bookstore does gift wrapping. I know. I'm sure they're happy to assist you with personal shopping as well. I'm sure that Rock and Hammer, they always gift wrap and they always have, lots of suggestions. So definitely, if you can shop local this weekend, Jamaican Jewels food truck is going to be out again. They're on the corner of Popolo.
Yeah, and there's a tent now. They have a tent that's so you sort of out of the wind and the rain and everything, and so it looks pretty nice.
Yeah, they did a good job with that. They're calling it the overflow tent because a lot of the merchants have limits on the amount of people in the store. Yeah. So it serves two purposes. You can eat your food that you got at Jamaican Jewels without having to sit in your car.
Yeah.
It's also the overflow tent, so people can if the
it's
elements,
sort of,
if we actually
stage people in and out as far as
stores,
the downtown shoppers.
And so Jamaican Jewels will be open on Saturday from 3 to 8 and Sunday 4 to 8, and then I believe she's going to be there on Friday, but I couldn't find specific hours on that. The post I was looking at was not clear on that.
And then I meant to ask you were going to do that thing with the threaded trunk. Did you end up doing that?
It was so much fun.
Really?
We did. We did our little private shopping session on Saturday afternoon. We went in, and it was just neat because there was one other, because it was only a group of 3 of us. There was another group of 2 in the shop at the same time.
Still, it's only.
And they served mimosas, and you kind of had your own 45-minute shopping experience in the store. They got a little goodie bag at the end, and I did my part to stimulate the local economy.
I know it's hard not to when you go in there, isn't it?
It's very hard.
Boy.
But it was fun, and they're talking about. Which I think is kind of a segue into one of the things I want to talk about with this year is how local merchants had to all of a sudden just pivot and change their traditional way they've done things. And I think some of them are finding, hey, wait a minute, we're forced to do this, but wait, it's kind of been a good thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting that same feeling myself. Is a lot of the stuff seems to be. Although it's an adaptation, it seems to be an improvement and a neat way of doing things. And it's really, I don't want to say things weren't done well before, but it's really come a long way.
A curse has turned into a blessing, I guess.
Yeah,
And so they're talking about doing, maybe quarterly shopping days where you just have the store to yourself and you can go in and with your group of friends and kind of do your thing and moving forward, like shopping parties, I think is what they're calling them. Yeah. And I think that's a great thing. And I think we've seen a lot more. I think a lot of the stores have also, from what I've seen on Facebook posting, is a lot of the stores have added a little bit to their lines. Like I've seen Rock and Hammer posting a lot of things other than just jewelry. So I've seen, Holidays has, I think, expanded even more what they have in their store. So I think stores have even maybe pivoted some of their inventory to be more one-stop shopping.
Right, exactly. And very responsive. I did my part at Rock and Hammer the other day. It's actually, they were, I have this person who was like, well, I really want this charm that's like this, but like that. And I had no clue. And I went in and Pam helped me right out. She was like, well, we don't have that exact thing right here at this time, but I'll get it for you and I'll give you a call. And yesterday I got a call and went in and it was just perfect. It's just, you can't.
That's the whole thing with shopping local is you know the merchants, they know you, they know how to contact you. They might not have exactly what you need exactly when you need it, but they can get it. And if you give them time, so you didn't wait till the 24th to do it this year?
Touche, Marty. You know me too well.
You're the one that
I am the one. I
says.
always, well, and to be honest, it was a thing even. I used to try to wait.
Try to wait
because
till
it was
the
like, then you'd rush out and it was Christmas spirit, you got the gifts and then, but no, you can't do that anymore.
So do we want to go to the Shop Local video?
Yeah, let's do it. We have a clip that we did earlier that has the some stuff that local merchants have, so we'll go to that clip.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to laugh and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
we are.
Photography.
Well, yes, thank you, Sue Smith, for the still photography. That was a nice job.
And my holiday pin to wear today, so I would look festive because I didn't
She's
come
very,
in.
she's
come in.
watching
She's-
out for us. She'd be our costume production.
Costume production person.
Yeah,
Perfect.
definitely. But the pictures, I mean, they just go to show, the other thing that happened this year was the lighting downtown. Man, nice job.
Yeah, I don't think that, my guess is in a regular, and I always say regular, normal, whatever we want to call it, in a usual year, I don't think there would have been the grant money available
Yeah,
to
true.
do that and to be able to, and it was costly. It wasn't cheap, so I think that's a good thing. And it's beautiful. They're going to leave the trees up.
I think
the
year
trees
round now.
year round,
Yeah.
and it'll be beautiful through the whole year. You can't not smile when you drive through the square now.
Yeah, it's right. And the merchants did a great job with the windows. Whoa, really nice stuff.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So, I know you thought that maybe they had disappeared and they'd gone into the witness protection program.
Yeah,
but they do exist. I
No.
had an actual sighting and an actual interaction with Chris and Tom Miller last
No.
Thursday. Yes, they have not joined witness protection.
I thought they had gone into hiding and were off in an undisclosed location somewhere. But yes.
Creating new dressings, new salad dressings, and
You see
new
Tom and
new pumpkin pie recipes.
Yeah.
Oh no, new chocolate cream pie
Yes.
recipes.
That's right. But we missed the Millers, and we wanted to do a shout out because it's our Christmas show, and we haven't actually shouted out once in the longest
We
time.
haven't because everything's been worrying about the technology and the Zoom people, and then we
Yeah,
got sound
exactly. But we missed them. I saw them too. I have to admit, they were out and about, and we saw them up at the little coffee shop that's out on.
the
on
Tiny House
103,
Coffee?
The Tiny House Coffee. They were partaking of some coffee and some nosh, I guess is the New York term.
Did you got food there, right?
Yes.
Huge shout out to Tiny House Coffee.
Yeah.
If you haven't been up there, it's right next to Smoking Bowls, and everybody knows Smoking
Yeah.
Bowls has really good offerings. But Tiny House Coffee, we got breakfast sandwiches there last Sunday, and they were delicious.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean,
delicious for this little teeny weeny tiny house. This
and
little
and really good coffee. They have it's a Vermont roasted coffee.
Vermont Coffee Company.
Yeah, and then they have very good coffee and good food and good company. We saw the Millers there. They were in dark sunglasses and a Suburban with the tinted windows.
the tricked out
Yeah, it
windows,
was like
and
they rolled down their window a little bit, looked over at us.
gave you a wave. And we
But
had a
no.
Floyd sighting last week.
Yeah, Floyd was around. I know we miss our friends of the feed. That's one of the things that that the year has brought is like it's been so disrupted and with Zoom meetings and this and that and the other thing. We don't get to see people in the studio. We did see Floyd. He is active. He's working with some famous record producer.
He is.
Yeah, it's really, and I can't remember the person's name, but he
can't
was telling me, and it was like, wow, you're working with him? And he goes, yeah, I'm buying his toilets. And it was. and,
He is working on a new video, though.
oh, yeah.
Didn't he say he was working on a new video?
I think he's always working on a new video, but hopefully a new CD. He must be getting up with pretty soon where they're going to have to come out with an acoustic album. I imagine they're getting to be at that.
To be at that age.
Yeah.
Well, Floyd might be. I don't think the boys are.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
Floyd,
The
Floyd could
boys-
do the solo acoustic.
Yeah, he should. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember when?
Remember
sort of
when.
thing.
The
Anyway.
best of. The best of
The
himself.
best of
You know,
Floyd.
if they've got a best of album, they've been out for quite some time.
Yeah, so anyway, things are going. I'm hoping with the vaccine coming along that things are going to change, and next year we can have people in the studio and
I'm hoping too. It's been, I was thinking in kind of preparing for the show, I was thinking about the year that seemed like, first of all, it seemed like Groundhog Day. I mean, it's
Oh,
literally
yeah.
been, especially for those first couple months when we were really in isolation, it was like, get up, go to work, go home, get up, go to work, go home, get up, go to work, go home. Have like minimal interaction with people. Then we kind of started, people got more and more in the Zoom meetings, and so you could at least have sort of interaction, but it's not the same.
it definitely is not
You know,
the same.
it's opened up, some possibilities for us because I think we've been able to access more guests because of Zoom.
That's true. Yeah.
and
Again, that's a double-edged
It's a
sword
double-edged
thing.
sword, but I am excited to be able to have guests in the studio again. I think the energy with any meeting is better when you're in person.
Oh yeah, you are totally correct.
Zoom meetings are just, they're okay. They're necessary. I'm guessing moving forward, like anything, will keep them. They'll be more prevalent than they were, but hopefully they won't become the norm.
Yeah, it's hard to say though, because I mean, even they're talking about. I was watching the governor yesterday, and he was talking about the vaccine coming on board and how they're rolling everything out, and everybody's excited. And he's still saying like, well, don't get too excited too fast, because really, by the time they get to the point of getting to the general population of vaccinating them, it could be June.
Yeah, I was watching, speaking of Zoom meetings,
I was watching a Zoom
I was on a
meeting.
Zoom meeting yesterday with someone from the Vermont Department of Health, and she was talking about COVID. It was actually a really packed, informative Zoom about COVID. A lot of things like I didn't realize. It talked about the COVID testing.
Uh-huh.
That you really, if you're going to get COVID testing, really to go with the PCR testing and not the rapid test, because the rapid test is still having a lot of false positives. So you have to get the regular one anyway.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if you, it's about 2 days. It's about 2 days to get your results back on the PCR test. I think it's like 15 minutes on the.
Yeah, it's not very
rapid.
long,
Yeah.
but that's part of the problem. I mean, it doesn't
Yeah.
take long, but then the chances of a false positive,
False positive.
are
So
really
you
high.
have,
so
and she
then-
showed this little like infograph that kind of either path whether you tested positive or negative on it, it probably led you to having to get the PCR test
Mhm.
anyway.
Mhm.
So that was interesting to know. That's just a kind of like one of those tidbit of information to kind of ask if you go for testing, well, what kind of testing am I going to get?
Right, right.
And then she talked about the vaccine, which I thought was interesting, and you know, kind of how it's rolling out. And yeah, the average John Q person that doesn't have any of the, you know, age factor, you know, morbidity issues, anything of those, if you're just, you know, fairly healthy, younger, you're on the last, you're in the last tier of
Yeah,
getting the
yeah,
vaccine.
yeah.
So, and then she talked about the vaccines in general, which I guess myself, I was kind of not super well informed before this, and I was a little leery because they kind of, seems like they rolled it out kind of quickly.
Right, right.
But it's technology that what's it called? I have to look back. The mRNA technology, while the vaccine is new, the technology has been studied pretty thoroughly. And so,
Yeah.
and unlike the regular flu vaccine, they're not injecting you with live, or they're not injecting you with any, it doesn't contain the COVID virus.
Yeah, at all. And that's just one of those amazing things that I think when we get through this, we'll understand it, but right now everybody's thinking it's the same as like the flu vaccine.
Right, where they
And
put
it's
in,
completely-
with the flu vaccine, they put in like dead strains
Yeah,
of whatever
exactly.
vaccine, and then they try to target what flu is gonna be prevalent that winter, you know, for the winter,
Yeah.
and they don't always hit the target. I guess the difference between COVID is they know they're targeting COVID,
Yeah, yeah.
and you're not getting, basically the vaccine is triggering your natural immune system to fight it, to recognize it and fight it off. So therefore you build up immunity
Mm-hmm.
to it.
Yeah.
So I felt a little better after that.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that if anyone wanted to watch that Zoom meeting, it was put on through the Vermont Rural Development, VDR,
Oh, really?
VDRC.
Okay.
I think that's what it
Yeah,
is.
they do some really nice stuff.
And they record, I'm sure they recorded it. I'm sure you could find it on their website, or I'm sure you could find it on the Vermont Department of Health's website. And I would encourage everybody to be informed. I was worried about my mom, you know, getting the vaccine, because nursing homes are on
they
the
are, yeah.
front line of getting it. And I was worried. She's 95. She's got like every 95-year-old issue under the sun. But I feel better now about, because I'm the one that had to make the decision, yes or no. Well, my family, but I'm
really?
the one that had to sign off
Oh, I
on it.
want,
Yeah.
well, that's interesting, because I've been trying to figure out how that works. How do people who are on a high risk get informed, and so that's already rolling out. And that- Oh,
The
interesting.
nursing
That's
home
good.
had sent out information like a week ago when they knew they were gonna get it.
Uh-huh.
And then they did an informational, again, it was a Google meeting, a Teams meeting, Microsoft Teams meeting yesterday afternoon, which I didn't go to because I went to the other one. But I got the same information. So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
informed, and then I'm guessing, you know, if the nursing home residents have the ability to sign off on their own,
Yeah, that's what I
then
heard
they
too.
sign
is
off on their
like if-
own. But
it
with
was-
my mom, it was more of a family decision, and then I had the durable power of attorney signing off.
Yeah,
So.
that's great, because I'm very, I guess, enthusiastic and anticipating this making things better relatively quickly. At least it's not going to get worse. And
Yeah, I think it's getting better quickly than I think we all thought maybe back in March. Back in March,
yeah,
it was
well, it
some
got
pretty
much
gloom and
worse than I
doom.
thought it would ever get. To be honest, I never thought we would reach this level of.
Oh,
I
the-
thought people would somehow come to their senses and start wearing masks and distancing.
I think
and,
we
you
got
know.
the false sense of security.
Yeah,
I
don't
think,
know
you know,
what
they
the-
were
what
they were
became.
showing they had a graph that showed, you know, kind of the cases, and this is just for Vermont, like the cases where they were, and they were down, like way down,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
June,
yeah.
July, August, the summer months when people were getting out a little bit more, and so they were feeling a little freedom and being able to be outside. And I think we just had a false sense of
Yeah,
security, and
That was a bad false.
it was a bad
sense. Anyway, but yeah, looking good for the future, but still, maintain your precautions now. because-
Yeah, that's one thing they talked about too. They talked about the Swiss cheese theory. Have you heard the Swiss cheese theory?
No.
where and it's, each layer of
Yeah, I have heard this.
precautions
It's
is
sort of
like a layer of Swiss
This
cheese.
may not stop everything.
Yeah, this
but
won't stop everything, but if you have this layer that's got holes in it this way, and this layer that's holes in it this way, and this layer that's got,
Yeah,
then
I have-
eventually all of those precautions create a solid
yeah,
barrier to what's going on. And I
Yeah, it's
think-
gonna be, I know, at least in our household, we're having a difficult time with the holidays coming up and people wanting to have people home, but not, and then it's that whole, what do you do? And I think it's gonna be, look forward to next year.
Yeah, I think I've read different memes or posts on Facebook that say, all of us in general giving up one holiday to help with the healthcare system and the essential workers that have been giving up lots of things for
Yeah,
us to help, keep them from not getting overwhelmed and surge is well worth it.
Oh, yeah.
And then maybe we can go back to, I don't know, everyone says there's never going to be normal again, but I think,
don't think
there
there
never
is,
is
to be
normal.
honest.
I mean, you think it's normal until then all of a sudden it's not.
Yeah. Oh,
Like
it's sort of
something-
like what we were talking about just before the show, is how we mark our time, especially in Bellows Falls, with like alumni and Saxon's River Forth, and then none of those things happened this year. It was just like, what happened?
Yeah, so that's why it felt like the year that wasn't, because all
Yeah.
those time markers, those normal time markers, and maybe they won't come back. Like maybe we won't, maybe even next year we won't have a parade.
Yeah, I'm hoping
But-
we do. We'll
but-
see.
But again, shout out to the high school and how well they pivoted and gave those kids pretty much the same graduation.
That's
socially
true.
distanced
That
graduation.
if you look at the highlights, that was one of the highlights of the year, was the graduation this year. It was really well done.
The parade afterwards,
the
I gotta
parade
think, speaking of
afterwards.
parades, I gotta think that tradition might continue. Because that was pretty cool, the kids being able to drive through town and, because they couldn't march in the alumni parade, but, we still had school sports,
Yeah.
winning state teams this year.
Right.
And we were able to have the same parade, those parades,
Yeah, we adapted. A little teaser, something we wanted to tease a little bit is Fact TV in the fall. We actually went out and filmed the soccer games and gave the films to the coach. The original idea was the coach wanted to do it because he wanted to use the films for his kids for coaching, but then we ended up showing them and it got popular and people started looking at it. And now maybe, depending on what happens with winter sports, we may be able to do some broadcasting of winter sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
with some
I'm not supposed-
with technology, we can't.
Alex told me not to give everything away because
Don't
it's
give all
not
the secrets.
final, but you know me, I can't keep a secret. I'm terrible.
And then we're kind of running low.
We're running
we have
low
a
on
video,
time.
but
Good
I
thing.
think our final shout out should actually be to Fact TV
Oh, yeah.
for the way that Colin and Alex have been putting in just a lot of extra effort.
A lot of extra effort, a lot of extra hours, a lot of extra
Work,
technology adapting, all sorts of good stuff.
And doing it, doing it like kind of like, oh, this is part of our job, like
Right.
not grumbling about it. This is what we do. This is what
Especially,
Fact TV does.
I want to talk about Colin because Colin hates it when we talk about him. So it's much more important. Alex is sort of like, yeah, cool, thanks. But when you talk about Colin, he just gets.
He's
totally,
giving you the eyes right now.
He's giving us the evil eye, saying, "Don't talk about Colin Kimball and what a great job he's doing here at Fact TV, and how he even goes out on his porch and has a sleigh with kids getting pictures because he likes to have this bad image, but he's really not. He's really a nice guy."
So I think that we're pretty much. How long is the video that we're
The
going to end
video
with?
is about 3 minutes long, so
Okay,
I
so
think
we're right at
we're
our
just
end.
about there. We want to actually go back to last year, because this time last year, Eugene Friesen and Liz Rogers put out a CD called Down in Yon Valley, and it was a Christmas CD that I just happened to have. Sue and I had in our car the other day, and we put it in, and it was like, man, this is really good, and it's our only Christmas music. So I guess we're not the best judge of Christmas music, but anyway, it was really good, and so we wanted to highlight and end our day and end our year with this this clip. So we'll see you next year, Bellows Falls. Thank you.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, and that's it for the feed.
Down in yon forest be a hall, sing May, Queen May, sing Mary. 'Tis covered, lighted over with purple and pall. Sing, all good folk, for the newborn baby. Oh, in that hall is a pallet bed. Sing May, Queen May, sing Mary. 'Tis stained with blood like cardinal red. Sing, all good folk, for the newborn baby. And at the pallet is a stone. Sing May, Queen May, sing Mary, on which the Virgin did atone. Sing, oh, good folk, for the newborn baby. Beside